Hi, so this video will be entirely in English. I'm not going to be speaking a word in Arabic, and hopefully there will be no edits, no cuts, nothing. The one edits in this video, please make no edits to this video, okay? Just add maybe subtitles, add a translation. I will tell you later after I send you the video, and it's unscripted, unedited. I'm not reading off of a screen. I'm just talking on impulse, talking to you. I'm talking to the camera, and in this video, I will teach you how I speak like this, how I sound like an American, although I know that my accent is not 100% American, my fluency is not 100% American. I don't sound like a native speaker in terms of fluency, but I will tell you how I reached this level of English mastery and perfection, and I think it's a good level, you know. And this video is very normal, like it's like any video I'm speaking in Arabic. It's unscripted, unedited, as I've said. So I will be talking about two things in this video. Number one is fluency. How to speak without saying, how to keep the flow of your speaking, okay? And number two, the second thing I will be talking about is the accent. How to sound close to an American, okay? I'm not gonna say sound like an American because it's hard. It's very hard to copy an American 100% in terms of the accent, or even a British guy, okay? So number one is English fluency, how to speak continuously without pausing, without any pauses, without stopping and thinking for a while about what you're gonna say without saying, So it's all about the tower theory. The tower theory, I discussed it in previous videos, and I will repeat it very quickly. Learning English, the journey of learning English is like a tower. You know, Eiffel Tower is like this. It's extended on the base and it narrows all the way to the top. So it's like this, you know, and learning English is like Eiffel Tower. So Eiffel Tower, the base of the tower is large and extended, and it gets narrower and narrower on the way to the top. Learning English is like that. What do I mean by this? The tower has a base which is solid, which is strong, and if the government of France, let's say they want to increase the height of the tower, they can easily do that because there is a solid base. But there will come a point when they try to increase the height of the tower and they will not be able to do so. Why? Because they need to have a more solid, stronger base. So learning English is the same. You need to have a base and you need to have the stories of the tower itself. What is the base in English? The base in English is words and grammar. Well, let me be more precise. Like learning English is like a tower. Like, let's name the stories. So learning English is like a tower. A tower has 6 stories. Story 1, story 2, story 3, story 4, story 5, story 6. And if you don't know what a story is a floor. You know, I don't know in which accent they say story and it means a floor. I don't know, but I just say story. So story 1 and 2 are vocabulary and grammar. So in order to increase the height of the tower, you need the base, which is story 1 and 2. You need to make it very strong and solid, you know, vocabulary and grammar. Story 3 and 4, they are listening and reading. They are the inputs. Story 5 and 6, they are speaking. Story 5 is speaking and story 6 is writing, okay? You need to work your way from the bottom to the top. You cannot go straight to the top, straight to story 3. You need to work your way all the way from the bottom to the top. Okay, this is how it goes. You cannot just go and improve your speaking. If you just go and improve your speaking is story 5, right? So if you are bad at speaking and you say to yourself, okay, I'm bad at speaking, I need to practice, I need to speak to AI, I need to speak to a human being, that is okay. That will help you learn English. It will improve your speaking. I agree. But it will be a small improvement, a minor enhancement of your speaking skills. If you truly want to improve your speaking and take it to the next level, you want to work on the stories that are at the bottom. Story 1 and 2, which are words and grammar, and story number 3, which is listening. This way, you will be able to improve story number 5 dramatically, insanely. So that is the secret. We do not build story 3, we do not build story 5, we build from the bottom all the way to the top. We build story 1 and 2, story 3, story 4, story 5, story 6. That's it. So back to speaking. How do I improve speaking? Speaking is story 5. Speaking is an output. An output will not improve until you improve your inputs and your base, which is story 1 and 2, which is vocabulary and grammar. So you improve, you learn more words, you learn more grammatical rules in English, and you listen a lot. If you do these 3, if you get addicted to them, practice them every single day, your speaking skills will improve dramatically. They will improve incredibly, I promise you. It's not just about speaking. It's not that you go travel outside, speak, talk to foreigners, talk to native English speakers. It's about you building your English correctly, building the tower in a logical way. So just to summarize, to be more fluent in English, what you need to do, I explained this in all of my previous videos, a lot of my previous videos, to be honest. You build the base, you make it stronger, words, grammar, and the inputs, which is listening. So let's say you are now at level B1 of speaking. So your level of speaking is B1, and you want to get to C1 in speaking. What you need to do is you need to learn the words and grammatical rules of B2 and C1. Then you need to listen to podcasts that are B2 and C1 level. You need to do this for a very long time, for months. On top of that, you practice speaking. Keep doing that for months and you will get to C1. It's not that, oh, I'm at B1 now, so what I do is I just speak. And one day I will become C1. No, that will not magically happen. You need to improve your words, grammar, and inputs, which is listening, Inputs is listening. Listening improves speaking, and reading improves writing. I talked about this in previous videos. So that's it. That's how you improve your fluency in English. That's how you speak better. Continuously, like me, with not many pauses, okay? I pause sometimes, to be honest. I have some pauses in my speech, but it's very good, So point number 2 I want to touch on is accent, which is not very necessary in English to have a perfect accent. It's unnecessary to sound like an American. But if you manage to sound like an American and get close to their voice tone, it is great. It will make you feel better, more confident, and people will respect you more. So how do you master the accent? Well, the answer is mastering the accent and having a great accent is one of the hardest things to do in English. The way you do this is you listen to the accent you want to speak. So let's say someone wants to sound like an American. They want to learn the American accent and speak like Americans. What you need to do, guys, is you need to listen a lot. It's all about listening. You need to become addicted to listening to American podcasts. Not necessarily, I recommend podcasts if you are an old fan of me, an old follower, but listen to American accent, listen to American podcasts, American films. I always recommend podcasts for reasons I discussed in previous videos. But if you keep listening to American podcasts, one day you will sound like an American. Me, for example, I have been listening to American podcasts for years. This is why I speak American accent very well. But now if I try to speak like an Australian, Canadian, British, I will do it very badly. I cannot speak the British accent. It is so difficult for me because I'm not used to it. I've not listened enough. So my brain doesn't have enough inputs. This is why the outputs are not that great. Thank you guys for watching. It's been a great achievement of mine. I have, I spoke for about 9 minutes without making any cuts. The video is unscripted. I was speaking on impulse. And تشوفون صوتي يتغير لما اتكلم انجليزي، صح؟ الحين رجع الصوت العربي، صح؟ يا اخي صوتي يتغير مع اللغه، طبيعي ذا الشيء. فبس والله هذا مقطع اليوم. اذا عجبك مقطع حط لايك، ما عجبك لا تحط لايك. اذا تبغى تشترك في دوراتي، عندي دورات انجليزي ايس. بس والله الروابط كلها تحت. مع السلامه. اتمنى فهمت، اتمنى المقطع فادكم.